Hey everyone, Manus701 here with a commentary, which is surprising since I rarely do commentaries. But this one is about a little bit of news that happened yesterday that I think is very relevant to my channel. So I decided that I should talk about it a little bit because some of you may have some questions for me concerning it. But first of all, the gameplay you're looking at is some old gameplay from around April, I think. I'm playing on Wake Island Rush Defense with In the Works and Ola from Battlefield Podcast. And I'm using the T88, which is a terrible gun, but I was probably trying to get my mastery with it. So that's the gameplay. Now on to the topic at hand that I wanted to discuss with you guys. As most of you know by now, there was an update to Battlelog yesterday, and it concerned the privacy settings. Now, in case you didn't know, if you go to your settings under your Battlelog profile, go under privacy settings, you can now choose to hide your feed and game activity, which was not the case before. You can show it to yourself only, visible only to your friends, or visible to everyone. And by default, it goes to visible to friends. Now, what this means is, unless you're friends with a player on Battlelog, you can no longer see what server they're playing in. Which means many things, obviously. First of all, stalkers and hackers can't go onto YouTubers' profiles to see what server they're on and joining off them on Battlelog to harass them. And this is a really big deal to a lot of the Battlefield YouTubers. When the website BF3Stalker.com launched over a year ago, there was a gigantic outcry from many of the YouTubers as they were afraid of being constantly bombarded by trolls, hackers, stalkers, and people trying to knife them in their games. And guys like Level Cap and X Factor made videos all about it and appealed to DICE and EA to get some kind of Battlelog privacy settings instituted so these people wouldn't join their games. Now, that was probably, what, a year and a half ago now, and it's taken them this long to finally implement these settings. But before they finally did this, a lot of the big YouTubers had to either constantly change their names, so it would be hard for people to track them or look them up on Battlelog, or they would add like L's and I's, upper and lower case, in their names to make it confusing for people to type their names, and all sorts of manner of different things to throw people off their trail. But now, with the advent of these privacy settings, BF3Stalker.com no longer works. Normally, you could just find the YouTuber's name on the list, and if they're online, you click join server, and you would join on their server. That no longer works because now you can hide the server you're playing on. So when you click on their name in BF3Stalker.com, it just takes you to their profile. It still shows them as online and playing, but you can't see their server anymore. So when this news came out yesterday, largely the BF3 YouTuber community rejoiced and they loved it. Now, in my case, I was also on BF3Stalker.com, but that never really bothered me that much. I had no problem with people joining my games and shooting me or trying to take their tags. I thought it was funny, and I thought it was fun, and I usually knifed the stalkers before they could get me, and I would mock them for it, and it was hilarious to me. Obviously, I do not like hackers or DDoS attacks, though. I have been stalked by hackers before, and I've been DDoSed a few times as well, usually when I have live streamed. So I am glad that it's a little bit harder for those types of people to try and find me and knock out my internet or make my game generally miserable. But I think this is just it just makes it harder for them. I think they'll still be able to do it if they really want to hack and go out of their way to harass YouTubers. They'll find a way. But the biggest question that may be on a lot of your minds is, well, how are you gonna knife YouTubers now that you can't find the server they're on Battlelog? How are you gonna track YouTubers with BF3 Stalker not being able to work anymore? Are we going to see knifing the Battlefield 4 Pubstars? Are you gonna be able to knife as much as you used to in your videos? Because I know that's what a lot of you like to watch, and that's primarily why my channel has been successful as it has been in the first place. Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, there will still be a knifing the Battlefield 4 Pubstars, and yes, this makes it a little bit harder than it used to be, but in case you guys didn't know, the first 3 parts of knifing the Battlefield 3 Pubstars, Battlefield 3 Stalker didn't exist. And secondly, I didn't follow the Pubstars via their battle logs. I followed them via a different website, at which I may have talked about it a couple times, but I'm going to keep it secret because I don't want to spread this around and cause grief for a lot of the YouTubers. After the new Battlelog privacy settings were in effect, I went back to this website, which I hadn't really been using since Battlefield 3 Stalker came out, just to see if it still worked. And as far as I can tell, it still does. So I will just go back to using that to hunt YouTubers. And if for some reason in the future it stops working, I'm sure there will be other ways to find my targets and knife them, and I'm sure other websites will pop up that will enable me to hunt YouTubers better. But in short, there will be a knifing the Battlefield 4 Pubstars, and I will find a way to make it happen. Several parts. I will try to get all of them all over again, no matter what kind of privacy settings are implemented. Now, I do support the privacy settings. It's been I can't believe it took DICE this long to implement them. But I still think knifing is all for fun, and I love the challenge, and I have nothing against the privacy settings, even though it makes my job a little harder. But yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to discuss. Leave your thoughts in the comments below if you wish, or any questions you may have in the comments below as well. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I hope to do commentaries a little more often because I ordered a new microphone and a new webcam, so I don't sound like shit in all my commentaries. Those should show up sometime next week in the mail. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share with your friends. And as always, remember to always watch your back. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.